Let's turn our focus to a region long engulfed in turmoil and resistance, Balochistan. Known for its vast mineral wealth and geostrategic importance, Balochistan remains one of the most volatile and underrepresented regions under Pakistani control. The people of Balochistan continue to face widespread allegations of enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and systematic economic neglect, all under the shadow of mega projects like the China Pakistan Economic Corridor. Joining us today is Hakeem Baloch, a Baloch activist and a vocal advocate for the rights of the Baloch people. There are repeated reports of enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings in Balochistan. Can you shed light on how widespread these tactics are?
According to the Baloch human rights groups, the number is over 20,000. The people that they have been abducted, we call them the Baloch missing persons. They're known, widespread with that term. So their number is in thousands. Like I can count like hundreds of my own friends, my own colleagues, they were abducted by the Pakistani state in different parts of Balochistan. And this situation of enforced disappearances, it's a very serious one. It's a unbearable, unimaginable pain that the families of those abducted people go through every day. If you lose something, if something that you love, that you care, and that is missing, say for a day or two, you will feel that pain. They're like human beings. Someone's father is missing for 15 years, someone's son is missing for 10 years, someone's brother is missing for 7 years, and they're protesting day in, day out.
How do you interpret the targeting of individuals like Mahrang Baloch, Biber Gzeri, Saida Baloch, as well as doctors, students, and human rights advocates who are not affiliated with any armed group but are simply demanding dignity?
This is the idea of Pakistan that runs on targeting political voices, voices that can challenge the narrative of the state, that can challenge the very foundation of Pakistan, which is based on a lie. Now, Dr. Mahrang Baloch is a political and human rights activist. She is the head of Baloch Ekjati Committee, which is a civil rights movement which is demanding the rights of the people. And those people are political, peaceful. All they are doing is protesting. All they are doing, is meeting with the Baloch people, raising voice for them. And as you mentioned, Saida Baloch, Bibagar Baloch, and many other Gulzadi, Bibo, and as you have heard, Dr. Sabia Baloch's father, has been arrested just to force her to give up on her struggle. And there are many cases like this where families of the Baloch, activists are being targeted just to prevent them from their struggle. But I just want to say this here that, with all that, abductions, arrest, the targeting individuals like Dr. Mahrang Baloch, who is a very famous and undisputed leader in Balochistan. So if you target someone like that, you're not bringing any resolution. You are even creating more issues for the state of the Pakistan, and there will be the repercussions of these actions.
Balochistan is rich in minerals and strategically critical, yet remains Pakistan's poorest province. Your comment.
Since the very beginning, when Pakistan occupied Balochistan, the relation has been of a colonized people and a colonizer, for oppressor and oppressed people. We are not Pakistani. We have never been part of Pakistan. And that then, thankfully, Pakistan has also treated us that way, because that reminds the Baloch who they are and what is our relation with the Pakistan. So Balochistan as a land is not poor. Balochistan as a country is not poor. It has gold, copper, gas, oil. It has over 600-kilometer long coastal belt that is one of the biggest passage in that region. Even with the revenue that generates from that bit, Balochistan could run its independent country for hundreds of years without any problem. But at the moment, the Baloch people they're in a struggle. Their struggle for their independence. And that is why the Baloch people are living a miserable life. because of the occupying state of Pakistan. But yes, as you said, it's a very rich land. I would not call it a province of Pakistan, a very rich land occupied by Pakistan. That is why they are suffering this way.
How do you view the impact of mega projects like the China Pakistan Economic Corridor on the region?
Firstly, if I see it from the Baloch's point of view, that mega project has been a disastrous project for the Baloch people. It has not brought a single job, like not talking about hundreds of jobs, thousands of jobs, a single job which is worth, for the Baloch, not even a single job for them. It has also made the life of the Baloch miserable. Secondly, this all China-Pakistan economic corridor, it is being constructed or made without the will of Baloch people. We did not consent for China to come in Balochistan and invest billions of dollars. Now they even realize this was a mistake to put their money in Balochistan, give that money to Pakistan. They say they spent billions of dollars, but I don't think they've, the return was even $1 million as of yet. So it's a big loss for China.
How do you respond to Pakistan's claim that there is no oppression in Balochistan and that such narratives are foreign propaganda?
Look, any occupying force, any power that occupies the people of a land, they will always say that's just a propaganda, that's just a lie, there's nothing of that sort is happening. But there are people, they're living that life. There are people, they're going through these miseries. And thanks to the social media, thanks to the open spaces where people can come and talk. The Balochistan, if you think about maybe 5 years ago, it was like a media blackout because the social media was not that active. There was no much information was coming out, and the Pakistani state was able to carry out any kind of brutalities in Balochistan, and no one would question it because the information was so much hidden. It was so much suppressed by the Pakistani state. But thankfully, people have a phone. If you have a phone, you can record all that atrocities that is happening in Balochistan. Pakistan can deny it because this is the only thing the Pakistani state has. It's denial.
Recent BLA actions, from the assassination of ISI operative Mohammad Nawaz to the Jafar Express hijacking and now attacks at various locations, indicate a major escalation. What does this shift in strategy signify? And what message is the BLA trying to send through such coordinated operations?
All these attacks shows the strength of Baloch Liberation Army, how powerful they've become, and how much support they enjoy in Balochistan. And this would also mean that they're telling the world that there is a power in that region that cannot be ignored anymore. You cannot rely on a power like Pakistan, which is involved in corruption, which is involved in international terrorism, which harbors leaders of Al Qaeda, like Osama bin Laden was there, which harbors terrorists who are involved in terrorism across the region, and internationally. So this is something the BLA is telling the world, that they are a power not to be ignored. They are a power to stay there. They are a power to fight against Pakistan, whether you support us or not.
What are your expectations from the international community and global powers now that Baloch freedom narrative is gaining global traction?
Our aim is, our request is, our urge to the world is, please understand that this is an indigenous, homegrown struggle for the freedom of Balochistan, and we are looking up to you. We know there are people in the world, there are countries in the world, especially in the region, like India itself. It's the largest democracy in the world. So, and as a neighbor, this is a responsibility which falls on the shoulder of India to support Balochistan's struggle as much as they can and any way they can. It's Pakistan's blame shifting has, it won't change anything. We, the Baloch, are saying openly that we would take support from India if we get it, and from any country for that matter that supports the Balochistan's cause for freedom.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights, sir.
Thank you for it.